Fat Dag is a Weight Watchers leader in Indianapolis, Indiana. However, the views and opinions expressed during this podcast are his own. They do not represent the views of Weight Watchers. And now, here's your host and wingman, Fat Dag.
I am your host, Fat Dag. You're listening to Wise Advice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at fatdag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Wise Advice. Send in your comments, your questions, your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello there. Welcome to episode 209 of Wise Advice. Got a great show planned for you tonight. There's about a handful of you online. Looks like maybe a little over 100 or so joined in the live recording of the show. You can always find out when we're going to do live. Just follow me on Twitter. Follow Wise Advice. Turn on notifications for that account. It should let you know when we're going live. If you're watching live, you'll notice today was Mondag. We call that. I don't call it Monday. I call it Mondag. And I woke up this morning, had a gym appointment in the middle of the day, and I said, you know what? It's time to get rid of the gray hair. And so off I did. I went and got it colored, or I went and did it myself. Went and got it colored. And so for those of you online, you can tell it kind of matches my headphones now. It's not sticking out like a sore thumb. Hey, I'm okay with gray hair. As long as it stays up there, it can turn whatever color it wants, but it just got too white for me. Gray is fine, but it was too white, so I had to do that. So for those of you joining in online on the live show, you certainly got to see that. Thanks for being here. If you don't already, go to your app store, get the Wise Advice app. That's the best way to listen to the show. You can listen to all the previous episodes, and you can just you can find it in your app store, whether it's the Apple Store or the Google Play Store. And last but not least, special shout out to Sierra. Sierra today stepped up as a patron in the Wise Advice patron app, or go to Patreon, I should say. And so she stepped up to provide financial support to the show. So she joined about 207 of you who also are doing that. So thank you so much for doing that. Let's dive right into the show. I want to open the show with a familiar voice, someone you've heard before more than once. If I can kind of give you a hint as to who it is, and usually it goes something like this: 209, 209, 309, 209 plus 2 plus 9 is 11. So it says, Dear Fat Dag, hey, and all the wingmen in either who are listening or participating in the show, guess who? It's Lee. Hey, lately, I've been mulling over one of those perpetual philosophical life questions, namely, what is my purpose? Not as a human, but as a member of society, what am I supposed to be doing? I'm unemployed, and since society places such credence on employment, I feel less than I could because I am without a paycheck. Really, this does not fill my thoughts to overflowing, or even close, but it lingers in my mind regularly. Okay, sorry, back up. A lot of things that I struggle with are a direct result of the traumatic brain injury I sustained in 1985. I forget often that people to whom I usually compare myself did not have to relearn so many things that we take for granted, nor were their lives essentially put in rewind 10 years. I had to relearn how to walk. I couldn't talk for the time that I was in a coma, and the other aspects where I relearned as I'd been taught them initially in my infancy. That all is the was. Up to literally 2 days ago when I talked with one person who helped open my eyes to things for which I had blinders. Even though I have so many aspects I would like to change, really, who doesn't, and I emphasize I as an individual with a traumatic brain injury, live alone, handle my cooking alone, keep my home clean enough, wash dishes, keep a checkbook, pay bills, and I arrange transportation. I choose not to drive. One forever consequence of my traumatic brain injury is I have no left peripheral vision in my left eye, and to keep society safe, I choose not to drive. I could not live with myself if I put another family through the terror and trauma that my family and I had forced upon us when I was injured and hospitalized for those 138 days in 1985. So with that, I have come to terms. I am doing pretty well for the most part, especially in contrast to where I was 33 years ago. Very coincidentally, the same day I had the talk with this person, I mentioned above that I listened to episode 207. After it ended, instead of watching TV like normal, I decided to re-listen to episode 131 and 160, the two prior episodes that my letters were read. Fat Dag in his wisdom, yes, you are very wise, said so close to the exact same thing this person, my counselor, told me also. It was grand serendipity. Further answering that question from above, the only place I feel truly comfortable is at a Weight Watchers meeting. That is why I attend 3 regularly, Sunday at 8:30, Sunday at 10, and Wednesdays at 10 a.m., as well as 1 or 2 more per week. Most people do not come close to understanding me in any way. My weight issues from years ago and my brain injury plus other things make it hard to connect with people well. If you don't have first-hand experience in either of those two things, there is no way you will understand them or me. So I go to the meetings so often to be with people who get me, to not be alone. I'm rarely lonely, but I'm often alone. And more than anything, to share my wisdom, success, and ideas with anyone who attends. This is why I know the job for me is to work at Weight Watchers. I've applied and I've re-sought out jobs in the community and as of yet have not quite made it. But I'm a perpetual motion machine. I'll keep going. I listen to people in the meetings and who write into Wise Advice say that they're not happy tracking. It's like a game to me. I set up my paper tracker for the whole year. I'd hate to waste a page, so I buy a 180-page book and I fill in 360 dates. At the top of each page, I have my daily Smart Points target in a square that I draw. I write an item below, I subtract it, and I see the running total, so I always know how many Smart Points I have left for the day. This is one piece of my absolute love of numbers. It may get tedious, I get it, but I love tracking. When I started my journey October 21st, 2009, there was no app, and the only option was the paper tracker. I learned that way, and I still do it. I track on the app, too, because I get so inspired by the blue dots. They are my favorite tool. This year, so far, I have 209 of 213 blue dots. And today, here's my number loving shining through, is day 3,206 on my journey. Day 1 weigh in October 21st, 2009, 309 pounds. Goal was 200 pounds. Current weight, my 461st weigh in, 187.8 pounds. I have weighed in at or below goal every weigh-in since I hit goal. So very fond of every meeting mate, connect, family member, and wingman, Lee. Lee, dude, I get you more than you know. Dude, you're incredibly inspiring. You're incredibly amazing. One of the things that stood out with me early on is when you told me the story about your traumatic brain injury and getting hit by multiple cars. It was a life that certainly we wouldn't wish on anybody, but here you are. You know, you've drafted a beautiful letter, clearly articulate. Clearly there is no damage when it comes to your ability to put words to a paper. So when you look at your overall purpose in life, your purpose in life is multiple. There are multiple purposes in your life. Sure, you're clearly focused on this Weight Watcher aspect, and I think that is absolutely a calling of yours as well. But the things that you're able to do, just like I'm glad you recognized it, where you now know that you've had incredible success in your life. 1985 is the day your life completely changed. 138 days hospitalized. And here you are living all alone, arranging your own transportation, living without a paycheck. We say, or you said in your email that society places such credence on employment. I think that's just the opposite. I think every single one of us in that aspect alone would love to switch places with you and not have to be dependent upon one. And we can just live our life the way that we know that we want to live. You're certainly able to make ends meet. You're certainly able to do it. That is a clear indication that you are a rock star. 100%, no doubt about it. What you have gone through, what you continue to go through, the inspiration you provide to the community, the inspiration you provide, no doubt, to your meeting room, all of these things combined make you one of my favorite people in the Wise Wingman group. I hate to plug favorites because it's just certainly not fair to the 5,000 of you in there, but you continue, your posts continue to shine. Probably it's the number thing. You always have some sort of interaction with numbers, and I'm just the opposite of you. I have a very difficult time adding and saying numbers and repeating numbers. So every time you post one, it makes me chuckle because we are complete opposites in that. I like what you said, though, where it comes to, the only place you truly feel comfortable is a Weight Watcher meeting. And I get that. I surely do. We find so much inspiration. We find so much support on this journey. And what happens is people who understand the journey resonate better with other people who are going through the journey. And so when you walk into a Weight Watcher meeting, you feel like in a comfortable environment amongst friends. That is entirely true. And, I don't know if there are support groups for folks with a brain injury, but I'm confident that your services could be rendered in that realm as well. Your purpose in life is to continue to live the amazing life that you're living, continue to demonstrate in so many ways that what you're capable of doing, what you have done, what you have recovered from, what you have survived was mostly due to your determination to want to win. That inspiration that you could provide back, to other people going through what you're going through. I would even say interacting with you quick just now on Facebook is, I see so many military veterans who've come back from overseas who have similar scenarios. Granted, how we ended up in the same place as you is largely irrelevant, but you'll be able to demonstrate to them that you can live alone, that you're able to take care of yourself, that you can be self-sufficient. There may be a point in their journey where they don't believe any of that. So there may be other places for you to devote your time and be a huge inspiration as well. I applaud your effort for want to work at Weight Watchers. I know at times the folks at Weight Watchers listen to the show. I certainly cannot speak on their behalf, but it certainly baffles me as to why you're not in the meeting room in that regard, because you're able to clearly articulate everything in this email. There's absolutely nothing in my opinion, stopping you and holding you back. So I'm going to continue to plug and encourage you to don't give up on that dream, but I want you to take one step beyond that. I want you to look for other dreams as well, because we got to put your talents to work in so many other places, and you can do that. Your brain is a machine. I don't know what part, certainly not a doctor, right? But I don't know what part of your traumatic brain injury was impacted, but it's certainly not visible. It's certainly not through email, through interacting online, and through your ability to manipulate numbers and to win at this game certainly has not been affected at all. So keep up the amazing work. Continue to play the daily smart point target game. Draw the line, write the numbers, subtract them out. Day 3,207 is tomorrow. I'm confident you're going to wake up. I'm confident tomorrow will be 210 blue dots. How coincidentally is it 209 is this episode, and today's 209 blue dots. So keep up the amazing work, my friend. So very fond of you as well. You are a true inspiration. Your statistics are absolutely incredible. They're absolutely proof that if you want to do this, there is nothing that will stop you. If you understand why you're doing it and you understand what the big picture is and you understand what the goal is, you understand how the program works, and if you want it and you are willing to fight for it, you can do whatever you want to do. Lee, you're proving that every single day. 3,207 days on program, all of them weighing in below goal. Dude, if that's not winning, I don't know what is. Congratulations, my friend. Incredibly, incredibly proud of you. Okay, so Lee says, follow up on Facebook, 214 blue dots today. So he wrote this email in a couple days ago, but you get the concept for sure. Next up, Katie. Katie writes in, Katie says, hi, Fat Dag. I'm excited to finally put pen to paper, or rather fingers to keyboard, to write to you. I've been a long-time follower. I actually remember your very first infamous post on Connect, and I followed you immediately. Funny thing is, when I rejoined Weight Watchers December 2017, I was pleasantly surprised to see how much you've grown the Wise Advice community. It blew me away. I was over the moon to find the Facebook page and the podcast. It was exactly what I needed to refocus and get started on this new chapter in my weight loss journey. My story is very similar to many others. I've been a chronic rejoiner. I've lost track of how many times I've rejoined. To be exact, since the first time I joined was a junior in high school in 2007. The last time I rejoined was December, was particularly hard for me. In July 2016, I was only 6 pounds away from goal, and then life happened. I went through a breakup and followed that up 2 months later with jumping back into the dating pool. And then the roller coaster of emotions sent me down a slippery slope of ice cream, chocolate, and wine. I gained all of my weight back and then some, close to 50 pounds to be exact. I was so close to goal, and I blew it. I think that was the hardest thing to overcome in finding my way back to Weight Watchers. The feeling of failure, knowing that I was so close and I blew it. Seeing all of my smaller size clothes in my closet, knowing I couldn't fit into them. I remember one day after getting frustrated trying to find an outfit to wear out with girlfriends, I sat in my closet and I cried, saying to myself, this wasn't supposed to happen. It wasn't supposed to work this way. I was ashamed and disappointed in myself, but it did happen and the weight was back. I had to own that. I had to pick myself up, dust myself off, forgive myself, and walk right back into the meeting room. So that is just what I did. It hasn't been all rainbows and butterflies since I returned, but then again, it never is. But one of the most profound and tide-turning moments was the night I decided to do what you so often ask us to do. I put pen to paper, and I wrote down my why. I wrote a few different things down, but the one thing that brought me to tears was this. I want to be as healthy as I can be right now for myself and for my boyfriend, and I want to set myself up to be as healthy as I can be in the future for my husband and future babies. While we're not engaged yet, my boyfriend and I have been ring shopping, and we talk quite often about our future as husband and wife. I know without a doubt in my mind that he is the one, and I want to be healthy so we can live a long, happy, adventure-filled life together. My why is what pushes me through the hard workouts, encourages me on the days when the struggle is real, serves as my compass when making decisions about what to eat or not to eat. It's like my compass in this journey, and I know it won't ever lead me astray. I am 22 pounds down at this current moment in time. I am not where I want to be yet, but I'm closer than I was yesterday, and that's an amazing feeling. Thank you for all that you do for so many. I feel blessed to be part of this amazing tribe. I so strongly believe in you that I'm a patron supporter. Please keep up the amazing work. Kindest regards, Katie out of North Royalton, Ohio. Username K Hartman 353. Katie, powerful stuff. Thank you for taking a moment to knock it out on the keyboard and get it into my inbox. That's how this show continues to grow, is by emails just like this, writing in and sharing what's going on. So thank you for being a wingman from day one. Thank you for answering the call. You've heard me say that so many times. What happens along this journey is that very often those of us who join or rejoin, we go through the cycle of we know the program works, but we've yet to see anyone sustain a lifetime of happiness. So therefore, we just don't believe that it's possible. And so the reality is that as people come and go through our journey, we start looking to them, we start looking for the clues of success, and we start seeing that they're having success, and then that encourages us to keep going, keep trying, and make sure that we can have success as well. So thank you for being there from day one. You know why we all end up rejoining this program? I say this all the time, and so what happens is we know the program works. We join the program, we find success, we end up having great success in many cases. We believe we can do it on our own, or life takes over, whatever the scenario is. And then for some reason, we find ourselves needing to come back. Because we know it works, we're willing to pay again to make it work. So think about that for a second. You wouldn't rejoin a program that you knew for a fact that didn't work. So you have to trust the program, trust the fact that it does work, continue doing it, get all the way to whatever success you want to have. I'm very proud of you for actually finally taking my advice. I believe you're rare in that sense. Many people who write into the show, certainly they've drafted down their why, but I say you take it one step further than just banging it on the keyboard. Banging it on the keyboard, typing it in, sending it in, that's very, very powerful. But when you sit in solitude, when you sit completely by yourself, when you grab a pen, and you grab a piece of paper, everything is quiet. Pull out the pen, and you sit there and you struggle with what you want to write. And you say, you know what? Right now, I'm not sure where I'm at in this journey. And you just start writing, and you start writing down what's going on. As you start doing that, the brain, the creative side of your brain fills up and starts giving you the next sentence. It starts giving you the next word. And as you get the entire thing written down to paper, a lot of times, subconsciously, it just flows out of your brain into the pen, onto the paper. As you do all that, the reason I believe that is so important is that there are really two ways to experience this journey. The first way to experience this journey is that you certainly have to live it. When you walk into the meeting room for the very first time, you join for a reason. The reason that you've joined, there's only one or two ways to re-experience that. The way to re-experience that is, number one, is to live it. Number two is to read about it. So as you start having success, the only way to remember your why, to stay focused on the emotional connection that happened the moment you walked in, is if you captured that emotion on paper. If you captured that emotion, you can go back at any time and reread it and put yourself in that exact same mindset that got you there. If you don't have that to refer back to, then you have to actually live it to get back there. And that's where so many of us lose track of the way, is we're going to this stage of trying to recreate the energy. It just doesn't exist. So I really want you to then go back to rereading it. So I'm glad it brought tears, but the fact that it brings tears tells me that you're on the right path, tells me that what you've dug into with you and your family and your future family, congratulations on that, by the way, that is your emotional connection to why you want to do this. That will provide you everything that you need to get yourself to goal. Currently, you're down 22 pounds, which is an amazing success. You can't lose 22 pounds on accident. You have to do that by being focused. You have to do that by being disciplined. You have to do that by waking up every single day, knowing what it is you're trying to accomplish and getting it done. I know you're not where you want to be yet, but you're closer than you were yesterday. I believe you're closer in mindset. When you get the right mindset, you can do whatever you want to do. Katie, congratulations on your amazing success. I'm here for you. The entire Wingman community is here for you. We know you got this. 22 pounds down. You don't do that on accident. That is focus, discipline, dedication. That is all you getting it done, and I'm proud of you. Keep up the amazing work. In Connecticut, Corey writes in, says, "Hi, Mike. Hey, I thought I'd send a little celebration. I was on vacation for 2 weeks, and I came back with a net loss of 1.6 pounds. I lost 1.8 one week and I was up just 0.2 the other. I'll take it. Hey, one thing that really helped me keep on track was sending a screenshot of my tracker every evening to my friend who was also a Weight Watcher. She also sends her tracker to me. This extra accountability has really helped both of us reinforce making good choices, and we kept our tracking honest. I've said all along to myself that it feels different this time, and here's another reason why. Normally when I come back from vacation, it takes months to get back on track. This time, I never really went off track, and I'm right back in full focus this week. I'm up to 32 pounds gone now, and I'm heading for my next 5-pound goal increment. Thanks again for all that you do. Looking forward to heading to DC in October. Corey. Corey, what a cool email. 32 pounds, congratulations. Welcome back from vacation. I think a 1.8 pound loss 2 weeks after vacation is absolutely incredible work. That tells me that the principles that you've ingrained to get this journey done are working for you. I love the fact that knowing that you were on vacation, you decided that you needed a little bit extra accountability. Finding someone that you could share your journey with, that you could share your tracker with, that you could hold yourselves accountable. That is you seeking out the tools that you need to get this done. When you are that focused, when you go to that extreme to find things that are working for you and you continue to modify them so they continue to work for you, nowhere in the program material does it say to share that with you, but you took it upon yourself to say, hey, I need a little bit more accountability. I'm not going to be in my meeting room. I'm not going to have my team. Whatever it is, you said, I need an additional extra level of accountability. That helped you, that helped her. Together, you're able to keep your tracking honest. Being honest with yourself really is where we're all trying to get to. 32 pounds is absolutely fantastic. I think the most fantastic piece of all this is that you said you came back from vacation. Normally, it would take you months to get back, but this time you got right back on track. That is what it's all about. You can certainly enjoy things that are going on in your life. You can certainly do what you need to do in the moment, but the difference is what is now normal for you. If normal for you is to eat healthy, then if on a day that maybe you didn't and maybe you indulged or you enjoyed it, but normal is to get back to that instantly, then that is the power of what you're done. That's where the mindset really clicks, is when you have now completely reset the baseline. The baseline for you is healthy. You're living that. That's why you're able to go on vacation for 2 weeks and come down with 1.8 pound loss. Corey, keep up the amazing work. Again, incredibly proud of you. Very cool to see you online in the group as well. Carrie writes in and says, hi, Mike. Hey, my name is Carrie. I live in Northwest Indiana. I've been a Weight Watcher member for 6 years. I do attend meetings. My sister is Maggie. She's my number one wingman. She joined Weight Watchers because of the success that I had before and with Weight Watchers. I lost 90 pounds and I have 40 or so to go. My problem is my 34-year-old son who was born with a congenital heart defect. He's had 6 open heart surgeries. When he was 19, he had a major life-threatening episode. During that time, I put on around 50 pounds. I'm a major stress eater and I have general anxiety disorder. I have no idea why. There have been 2 times that he's made it when he shouldn't have. 5 years ago, he was hospitalized and then he had number 6 over a month period. Since that time, I've just been turtling along. I didn't gain any, maybe lost about 20. Number 7 is coming up between now and December. He wants to wait until December because that's when the work is slow. That gives me 5 months to worry. I'm the one everyone in the family looks to see how I'm handling it. If I'm okay, then they're relatively calm. I want to keep going and doing better than the last time. I'm 64 and sleeping at the hospital is getting really difficult. But I can't leave until he's awake in ICU and the doctors say he is okay. I do try to stay focused that he's married, has 2 little boys, and leads a fairly normal life. I know many, many families have never gotten the opportunity to see their children into adulthood. I guess I'm just going to need a huge amount of encouragement in the coming months. Thank you for listening. If this might be something you want to address to help others, please feel free to use any of this. Sincerely, Carrie. Carrie, first and foremost, you're an incredible warrior. Your son's an incredible warrior. What an amazing team you are. What an amazing fighter you are. The ability to fight through this and win is also inspiring. And I'm proud of you in that regard. Way to be the prize, right? I know your sister, right? She comes into our meeting, so I'm very thankful for her. But how cool to know that the beginning of her journey was watching the inspiration that you provided during yours. You are truly epitomizing the term that I say is be the prize. Live your life the way that other people look at that and go, hey, I want a piece of that. If you've done that and other people look at you and say, I want to do that as well, that is incredible inspiration. And you've done that so much so that your sister has now made it to goal and to Team Lifetime as a result of you living your life and sharing your journey. There's a lot going on in your life. Clearly there is, and that's nothing we would wish on any single person, but you have a handle on it. You've able to manage your entire program as you go through here. You're obviously following the motto I say all the time is do your best. And so as you go through this process, I'm asking you always do your best. Wake up every single day, determine what the best you can do in the scenario that you've been given and make it work. As you continue to do your best, what happens is every single day, you wake up and you say, here's the scenario, here's the cards I've been dealt. You play those hands. As life turns into a new routine, no matter what hands you're being dealt, if you continually are dealt the same hands, you will eventually learn how to play those hands. And so what I want you to do is focus on doing your best. Continue. Obviously, your number one priority is you and your family. But as you go through this trial time all the way up until December, I want you to every single meal, every single time you have the opportunity, just make a conscious decision of, am I okay? Is this working for me? Is this not working for me? What do I need to adjust? And do the best that you can through that process. It's absolutely something we all want to address because even though this is a scenario that none of us wish on, this scenario isn't significantly different from everything else you hear on this podcast. And what you hear on the show is so many people are going through so many amazing things in their life, and they simply have to figure it out. And so this is a scenario that you have a handle on. You're getting it done. You're clearly an inspiration. You've lost 90 pounds. You certainly can't do that on accident. You have to do that and say, by you doing that, you've been able to respond to the scenarios and say, I can do this. I don't want you to overthink it. I don't want you to overstress it. I want you to continue doing the amazing things you did to lose 90 pounds, push on, and get to whatever point in your journey that you consider is where you want to end up. My heart breaks out for you. I wish your son all the best. I wish your family all the best. We're here for you. If there's anything we can do additional, please join us on the Facebook group, join us online, whatever it is you need to do, reach out. We will walk this journey with you. And when you get to goal, we absolutely will reach out and celebrate. What is it that you're celebrating? Let's share it on the air. Go to fatdag.com, click on the Wise Advice podcast link, send in your celebrations, your comments, your questions. I'll work them in as part of the show. I want you to email in your celebrations because I want you to be absolutely proud of what you're doing. You can email in at onair@fatdag.com because when you email in, you hear it often time and time again on the show is that your journey resonates with somebody else at a different point in their journey. The more we share, the more we are able to join together and get this thing done. And that's what it's all about. The thing is just walking with each other, getting it done, finding the hope, finding the inspiration, and completely changing our lives. Well, that's going to do it for this time. Remember that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goals and go after it. I wish you good focus. Thank you for listening to the Wise Advice Podcast. Did you know for as little as $1 a month, you can take the next step as a wingman and support the show? Visit fatdag.com, click on Become a Patron today.